been following my videos here on YouTube, you will have seen my journey um, throughout my nursing career so far, throughout my nursing career. From when I was in school to graduation to working to internship, the whole process, you would have seen it here on YouTube. And I just realized that I haven't told you guys about my first experience working as an SNO, a senior nursing officer. And that's what I want to share with you guys in this video. I just want to share with you guys how the experience went, how I was able to navigate throughout the whole process. So just a little bit of context. SNO is senior nursing officer, and that means that you are actually a nurse. That means you're not in training, you're not learning, you're not a student nurse, you have full total responsibility. So that's what we are discussing about in this video, my experience working as a senior nursing officer. So before we get right into it, welcome guys, welcome. If you're new here, you are so welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you're a returning viewer, thank you. I do videos related to nursing, lifestyle, and my faith in God generally. And if it's something that will interest you, please consider sticking around to the end of the video, clicking the subscribe button, liking and share it to someone that you know that will benefit from this video. So let's get right into the video. My first experience working as an actual nurse was kind of like 2 years. This was 2 years ago. This whole experience I'm talking about was like I think it's 2 years ago right now. And one thing I noticed while I was working, first I noticed was that people will not trust you immediately you just start working. People will not trust you until you prove yourself to be trustworthy, and it's something that should be expected. It's not something that you should take personal, because nobody is against you per se. It's just that you are a new face to that establishment or to that hospital, and nobody knows you, nobody knows your capability. And in as much as you might have passed the interview process and the whole onboarding process, you still have to prove yourself trustworthy in the actual work practice. So while in my own case, while I was working, the only person that kind of knew of my skills or trusted me to an extent was the matron, because she was there during the process of the whole onboarding cycle, the whole process, a whole lot, but she was there during that period, and so she trusted me to an extent. But then I had to also prove myself to other people I was working with, to my colleagues, and also to the doctors that I was working with. So when I noticed this kind of, let's say, distrust in a way, well, I don't know what to use the word distrust, but more like you might be more open to scrutiny because you're a new face to that establishment, you're a new person that nobody knows, so you might really be open to scrutiny. So when I noticed that, I did not let it get to me. I decided to show that yes, I knew what I was doing, and I wanted to prove it as early as possible to every other person. So it's not, when doing this, you don't have to be in people's faces per se, or you don't have to always talk or speak for, I'll not say not speak for yourself, but you don't have to always be in people's faces and then trying to argue things out, or trying to, like, say, defend yourself. Just do your work, do what you are supposed to do, and let your works speak for you. So I remember then every time I would just come to work, or at the beginning of my shift, I would always try to organize everything, because at the start of the shift I'm always assigned to a number of patients. So different nurses are assigned to different number of patients. So let's say it used to be around, because I was working in private sector, so it used to be around 12 to 13 or more patients depending. So I organized everything I had to do regarding those patients, the procedures, the medications, everything, and also organize it with the time frame, so that I know what I'm supposed to do at each time and not forget anyone. So I wanted to do everything at the correct time, and I wanted to do it well, so that nobody will look at my work and see is there a mistake one way or the other. And when I started initially, people, my colleagues, doctors I was working with, started noticing little by little, and with time I was able to gain their trust. I was able to gain their trust generally, and they knew at least I was capable of handling what I said I was capable of handling. So why that was good why that was good, but one downside to it is that with more with the way I put myself and everything, it reached to the point where my mentor can just say something like, I'm gonna meet research, will be the one that will do it, gonna meet research, she'll be the one that will do this other one. And it came with more responsibility, and with more responsibility, kind of, I was always feeling stressed that way. But then it was something that was expected, it was something that I was looking forward to, because I not just want to be there lackadaisically doing little to nothing. I wanted to actually, I was kind of eager to improve and always do what I was supposed to do. So if you find yourself in this position, or you will find yourself in this position in the future, do not take it personally. Nobody is asked to get you in particular. You know, we are dealing with human life, so there has to be no mistake at each particular point in time. Okay, another thing that I will say that really helped me was that during my first job as a nurse, as an SNO, I paid attention to the specialty, because I was working in a specialized hospital, like I said, the private sector. And I paid attention to the specialty, and I knew the knowledge related to that specialty. So if you're getting into any sector or any specialty in nursing, and you're not yet specialized, but somehow you were employed into a hospital, into a specialized hospital, and you're going to be working there as a nurse, do not just focus on your general nursing knowledge, but also try to improve yourself in that particular specialty. Try to improve yourself in the procedures required in that specialty. Know how to do them, because when you know how to do the procedures, the actual procedures, it will give you that confidence required to navigate the whole process, and people will trust you more, and you will become just more confident in whatever it is that you are doing. So do not focus only on the general nursing practice or general nursing knowledge, but also try to focus your attention, try to improve yourself on that specialty. That is if you are working in a specialized hospital, that is if you're working in a particular specialty. Even as SNOs, we are still growing. It's still a process of growth. You're still going to grow. It's not your end point. You're still going to continue growing. So I know that this can be a slippery slope, because if I want to say, do not be afraid to ask questions, but then again, still know who you're asking your questions to, because it will not be nice for you to ask questions to someone that you already know better than. So particularly if you're confused in any way, address your questions to someone that is higher than you, and the best person to always address the questions to is the matron. So if you are, because in the process you can be confused in one way or the other, maybe some documentation was not correctly done, and then you're not sure which part is missing or something of those sorts. You can always ask the matron, you can always ask someone that has worked in that establishment more than you, because even if you are someone that has all the experience in the world, coming into a new sector or coming into a new hospital, there will be ways that they are doing things there that someone that has been working there for a long period of time will already know. So it's important to get to know those people, and get to know and get to ask them questions if you are confused in any way that you might be. So guys, that was my experience working as an SNO for the first time, and how I was able to navigate it. So if you find yourself in this position, or maybe you're a new graduate, or whatever position you might be in your nursing career, I hope this helps you in one way or the other. If it did, please give it a like, subscribe. Remember to subscribe, share this to your colleagues, and tag me later in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.